साई बिन रहा न जाए. Om Shri SaiRam. My most humble pranams at Bhagwan's divine lotus feet. Prasanthi Nilayam is such a place that uttering the very name reconnects us with our source, verily Bhagwan himself. It evokes endless memories with Bhagwan in all of our minds. Prasanthi Nilayam was graciously created by Bhagwan as a safe haven, a sacred abode where we could get his darshan, sparshan, sambhashan, and unite together in devotion to him. Swami mentioned several times that Prasanthi Nilayam is a spiritual workshop where he, the sculptor, sculpts and works on his devotees. And I'm sure we all relate to the fact that many lessons are learned in the sacred premises of Prasanthi Nilayam. Visiting Prasanthi Nilayam allows us to experience Bhagwan, but more than that, also allows us to practice his teachings and focus on him in one-pointed devotion. Every activity in Prasanthi Nilayam, from the 21 Omkars and Suprabhatam in the morning, all the way to the bhajans and evening prayers, are all focused on awakening the divinity, godliness, love, and his wisdom within all of us. How lucky are we that when we visit Prasanthi Nilayam, we are able to experience Bhagwan's presence. When we sit in Sai Kulwant Hall, that is our one-on-one audience with Bhagwan. It's a sacred time where we have a one-on-one connection with him. Bhagwan often has mentioned that not an ant can enter the sacred premises of Prasanthi Nilayam without his divine will. Such is the sheer holiness of Prasanthi Nilayam. As I ruminate on Prasanthi Nilayam, memories come flooding back in my mind of the many visits I've taken there. As a small child, in fact, as a newborn, it was in Prasanthi Nilayam where Bhagwan gave me my name as my mother held me. As a small child, every visit I took to Prasanthi Nilayam, I was so intently focused on Bhagwan so that I didn't miss even a small gesture or small word he uttered, soaking up the divine darshan. Most notably, two incidents come to mind here. One in 2008 and the other in 2009. In 2008, Bhagwan graciously gave us the opportunity as devotees from Kuwait to perform in the divine presence. I was part of a small musical play that we had put on in front of Bhagwan. Graciously, after the drama was completed, Bhagwan gestured to the children that he would come and take a picture with all of us. Within seconds, I was mere inches from Bhagwan's divine, beautiful form, and Swami's eyes met mine, and I felt recognized and acknowledged. I felt like Swami recognized me not just then, but from lifetimes together. It was such a special moment. In 2009, as devotees on a group trip from the Middle East region, during darshan, I was seated in the 20th row and incredibly anxious and doubtful whether I would even get a glimpse of the divine form during darshan. Suddenly, there was a commotion of sevadals during darshan, and they instructed us to sit in parallel rows. Within minutes, Bhagwan had started to graciously give each devotee that most coveted Pad Namaskar. In a few seconds, I found myself face to face with Bhagwan. He was mere feet from me, looking lovingly in my direction. As Bhagwan approached me, he gestured for me to take that most coveted Pad Namaskar, which I did in a very reverential way. As I looked up to Bhagwan, he lovingly smiled and blessed me and gave me that most sacred vibhuti from his divine hand. These are incidences I will never forget. I was blessed to be part of Swami's SSSE program from a very young age. In fact, as a toddler, I was constantly exposed to Bhagwan's teachings and discourses growing up. One teaching that struck me was the teaching that Bhagwan says, "You may not always be able to oblige, but you can always speak obligingly." As a small child in the Middle East, I found it difficult to assimilate to my surroundings and the foreign culture there. This practice was so vital in allowing me to thrive there. And as I grew up, I understood that this wasn't just a loving way of speaking to people around you. It was a lesson in how to behave lovingly with everyone and to show Bhagwan's love in every action you did. As a physician in training myself now, I strive to practice this teaching of Bhagwan in every interaction I have daily. As I transitioned from being an SSSE student to being in the young adult program, I would repeatedly hear Swami say in his discourses that he would be so pleased if we practiced even a single teaching of his in a sincere way. This is what I strive to do in my daily endeavor now, is to take simple teachings such as help ever, hurt never, and sincerely try to practice them. Growing up, these did not seem very Herculean, but now, as an adult involved in life's various responsibilities, I strive very hard to follow Bhagwan's simplest teachings to the best of my ability. How fortunate are we to know Bhagwan and to be standing here in Bhagwan's centenary year. It has been 100 years since Bhagwan's advent. How lucky are we to know of him? This is also the power of Prasanthi Nilayam. When we just utter it, when we just think of it, we are reconnected with those beautiful memories of Bhagwan and we feel his presence in our very midst. Let us not miss the opportunity to visit the divine abode this year and to experience the divine bliss in Bhagwan's centenary celebrations. Jai SaiRam.